Anthony Joshua was finally tested and he passed. He defeated Dillian Whyte on Saturday night at the O2 Arena in London by 7th round KO in a thrilling fight. Joshua picked up the British heavyweight title in the process. Now, Whyte pushed Joshua to a deeper portion of the pool than he'd ever been in, and he actually even wobbled him in the second round with a left hook, but he couldn't drown the 26-year-old from Watford. The fight was packed, literally packed with action, drama, and some legit bad blood. Now, we know that Dillian Whyte beat Joshua back in the amateur days, and also the two traded insults, throughout the build-up to Saturday's fight. But that nastiness was apparent as early as the first round. Joshua landed a shot on Whyte that was clearly after the bell, and Whyte went ballistic. Referee Howard John Foster tried to step in between the two, but Whyte was like a man uncontrollable, and he just couldn't be retained. It couldn't be contained, and he tried to retaliate with a couple of haymakers over the top of the referee. Actually, it looked like Whyte and Joshua might have both hit Foster when they were trying to get at each other during the little break. The punches didn't hit the other fighters, at least, and the scene did get a little bit ugly, though. The ring filled with representatives from both corners, security. It was very much like if you ever saw the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Zab Judah fight back in 2006, when everybody piled in the ring, and it was kind of crazy for a second. But thankfully, the fight didn't get called, nobody got disqualified, and it was able to continue. Whyte was given a little bit of time at the beginning of the second round because he did get hit with the shot late after the bell, and he needed it because he kind of looked like he gassed himself in the brawl when everybody jumped into the ring. And he put that replenished energy to some good use in the second round. Joshua was looking for the early knockout and, kind of disregarded his jab, and he got caught with a left hook that buckled his legs. He did a little dance, did not go down. I was impressed with his chin and the fact that he was able to regain enough wherewithal to defend himself for just a few moments after he got hit, but he wasn't 100% back to himself yet. He was still a little shaky as he went over to the corner at the end of the round, but any questions about his chin should have been answered with that sequence. I mean, if you really think about it, Dillian Whyte has 13 knockouts in 17 fights, and he has demonstrated some enormous power in his career. So for him to catch Joshua as flush as he did and not drop him, to me, says something about AJ's chin. It took about a round or so for Joshua to restore the pressure he was applying early, but in the fourth round, he began to land the shots on Whyte that usually drop opponents. Joshua usually hits guys that go away, but Whyte showed a great chin in his own right, and he took all of those shots and really didn't buckle much, at least not yet. Now, the shots were clearly scoring, and I thought that Joshua was up on the scorecards, but it was quite apparent this fight was not going to go to the scorecards. In the seventh round, Joshua looked to be in full control. He proved it with a smashing sequence that saw him land a devastating straight right hand that sent Whyte careening into the ropes. He knew he had hurt him, and he followed in and wailed away. And as Whyte tried to stumble out of the way, AJ caught him with a short, quick, nasty right hand through his guard, and Whyte just collapsed into the bottom of the ropes, and he was done. I don't even think Howard John Foster even bothered to count. So AJ had made a statement. Now, there was some definite vulnerabilities in Joshua's game that were exposed, though. His defense against the left hook to the body and to the head was a little spotty. In the heavyweight division, we know that can easily lead to you getting knocked out with one punch. His stamina looked good, but he became a headhunter at points, and he abandoned the jab almost completely early in the fight. Still, there was more good than bad. He is like a complete freak of nature physically, and he displayed the heart and the chin of a champion. At such a young age, he's only 26, and Dillian Whyte's only 27. The sky's still the limit for Joshua. Already, though, they're lining up another opponent for him, which is natural as you begin to gain more popularity. David Haye was among the, I think it was Sky Sports. He was on the Sky. He was doing the Sky Sports announcing, part of the announce team, and they immediately started talking about him fighting Joshua next. Now, David Haye's speed and experience and power would definitely be, make him a formidable opponent for Joshua. But David Haye's 35 years old, and he hasn't fought in almost 4 years. Now, he is going to fight Mark DeMori on January 16, so we'll learn a little bit about what David Haye still has left in the tank. But, we never know. That him against Joshua could be next, as long as he takes care of DeMori the way people think he will. As far as Whyte, as though he lost, he made a really good account of himself. I mean, he went deeper with Joshua than anybody ever gone. He tested his chin with that big left hook, hurt him. He just couldn't get the job done. But I would still love to see him in the ring with some other top heavyweights. Maybe, maybe he fights Berman Stavern, or maybe he fights Klitschko. If Klitschko and Fury can't get it on immediately, maybe Whyte, gets a shot at WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder, or even another up-and-comer who may or may not be ready for this test yet. But Joseph Parker is a name you really got to keep an eye on. I mean, that kid is good too. So there's clearly some new kids on the heavyweight block. I mean, this fight was epic, and Tyson Fury has dethroned Vladimir Klitschko. So suddenly the division doesn't look as dull as it used to. There's a number of interesting fights on the horizon, and that's not just good news for the big fellas. As we all know, the sport itself prospers when heavyweights are interesting. And so ultimately, this is going to be great for the entire sport. I appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.